Now, I think, Sophie, you're going to keep me right, aren't you? The next point is we're going to move on now to another change for the future. And our friend and colleague Helen Campbell, who's a portfolio manager for the Department of Health and Social Care, has prepared a video, and we're going to bring that on to the stage. Is that right? Yeah, I think it is, Sophie.
I'm Helen Campbell from the Department of Health and Social Care in England, and I lead on policy for the NIHR CRFs. Many of you may have heard that our wonderful Helen Pidd will be retiring in December. I can't believe it either, far too young. So we simply couldn't let today's celebratory event pass without marking this imminent end of an era moment. Helen, you've been Director of Operations and its predecessor posts for the Manchester CRF since 1999, 22 years. And of course, you've been Operational Director of the UKCRF network since 2009, 12 years. So in preparation for today, I had a bit of a rummage around and managed to dig out the press release from 2001 announcing the very first UK CRFs, the 5 Wellcome Trust Millennial CRFs. And here's some of what it said. So 6th of July 2001, bedside medical research makes a comeback in the NHS. Great title. The Wellcome Trust today announced an £18 million initiative to strengthen clinical research in the NHS. The Trust aims to take research from the laboratory to the bedside in order to translate new knowledge into patient care. Clinical research facilities have been set up in Birmingham, Cambridge, Edinburgh, Manchester and Southampton to pioneer good practice in this neglected area of research. Wellcome Trust Director Dr. Mike Dexter said, "Clinical research is an essential part of our overall strategy to turn scientific discovery, such as our new understanding of the human genome, into real health benefits. We hope that our £18 million investment in clinical research facilities will be the catalyst for the development of a strong national network of units dedicated to patient-oriented research." Secretary of State for Health, the Right Honourable Alan Milburn MP, remember him, said, "Translating the new knowledge pouring out of Britain's high-tech laboratories into real frontline health benefits is more important than ever. That is why the government supports the Wellcome Trust's timely initiative to set up 5 dedicated clinical research units, and we will encourage similar partnerships between researchers and the NHS." So that was 20 years ago. So here we are, 20 years later, with over 50 CRFs across the UK and Ireland. And I think about all the NHS staff, Helen, many of whom you have helped to train, that are now so skilled in delivering early phase research. And all the tools, Helen, many of which you helped to develop, that are now available, and the support that is there to back up and support their implementation. And of course, all the amazing research which continues to be delivered across the network, as showcased especially during the pandemic. Helen, your phenomenal contribution over these 20 years as a CRF pioneer, a CRF developer, and such a strong CRF proponent has been fundamental throughout. Your knowledge, skills, energy and determination have been truly awesome. We will miss you hugely, and we really hope you'll stay in touch. Thank you again for your immense contribution.
Okay, thank you very much, Helen. And I can't resist saying a little more about the other Helen, as in Helen Pidd. So speaking personally, and I know on behalf of the Sheffield CRF, all the directors, and indeed the whole CRF community, I believe that your commitment to the CRF vision, the CRF development in Manchester and across the UK and Ireland has been truly exemplary and an example to us all.
your selfless, apology, selfless, consistent professional approach is, as I say, an example to us all. And we wish you very well in your retirement. I know that you will have some withdrawal moments, not least every year when it is annual report time, and every 5 years when we have to write our renewal bids. But somehow I know you will cope. So, very best wishes for your retirement, Helen.
Well, thank you very much, Helen and Chris, for those very kind words. I was panicking slightly when Helen Campbell said she'd had a rummage around because I thought she was going to find some dreadful photographs of me, which I'm sure there are many from across various conferences. Um, just to say a few words, I think to use a phrase that's often used on Strictly Come Dancing, and that is, it's been a journey, a wonderful journey from research nurse to UKCRF network director. I've absolutely loved working with everybody in the CRFs. It's been amazing, and I obviously will miss everybody, but I'd like to thank everyone for their help and support, from the Department of Health and Social Care and the NIHR, and in particular mention Helen Campbell and Louise Wood, who have been tremendous support both for me personally, but also in terms of the support that they've given the network. I've obviously worked with a lot of colleagues in NOCRI, CCF and CRN, and it's been wonderful. Special mention, of course, goes to all the directors, the managers, the members, and in particular, the senior management team that I've worked really closely with over the years, and view many of them not just as colleagues now, but as real friends. I think it's fair to say we've worked really hard, but we've had great fun and we've laughed a lot along the way. For me, the network is made special by the people that work in it, and I think that's been illustrated all through the day today. It started all those years ago as a collaborative effort to kind of help each other, and that is as true today as the day it started. It's being left in very safe hands. So Caroline Saunders is taking over the reins. And really, I just want to wish everybody good luck, particularly those CRFs that have just submitted their NIHR bids. And yeah, it'd be lovely to stay in touch and hear about how everybody's doing. So thank you very much. And no, Chris, I won't miss the annual report. Honestly, I won't. Okay, so now back to business, if I can manage that. So it's down to me, I think, to do some closing comments about the symposium that we've pulled together today. And this will be my last symposium. But for me, I think it's been fantastic watching all the videos, hearing all the work that's been taking place over the 20 months of COVID, and really just to say thank you to everybody who's contributed so much to the efforts. I continue to learn a lot at every single one of these conferences, and it's been really informative today. So we started this morning with the presentation from Professor Lucy Chappell, who reflected on the achievements of the CRFs in supporting the UK to become a global leader in terms of finding treatments and vaccines for COVID. But she also set us some challenges for the future, and particularly around what our role was going to be in addressing some of the inequalities that were highlighted throughout the pandemic. I think this theme was then further highlighted by Dr. Esther Makuka, who really stressed the importance that our facilities needed to reflect the populations we serve, and is equally very keen to hear about what challenges we face and how we are going to develop our visions for equality and diversity, and urged us all to complete the survey that will be coming out in November. So everybody look out for that. It was lovely to hear from Ruth today. You know, that's a new post to the NIHR, which now spans across the CRFs, which is fantastic for the CRFs. And it was really exciting to hear about the work that's taking place system-wide to inspire research nurses to improve health outcomes through research. And, you know, she highlighted some real opportunities for our research nurses in our workforce. I was particularly pleased to see that she'd taken forward the issues around the advanced clinical practitioners, because that's been a subject that's been really close to my heart. And, you know, in Manchester, we developed the first advanced clinical practitioner in research. And I know what an integral part, you know, that post and that role holds in terms of delivering our research. So it would be good to see that that role can be expanded. And then from Louise, we've just heard, you know, about the new chapter for CRFs, and really what best health for best research is going to mean for CRFs. And again, a number of challenges in that presentation for us to consider. I think the videos throughout this symposium have been incredible. They've been absolutely fantastic. And, you know, it's been wonderful actually being able to see inside the CRFs. And, you know, maybe that's something we can continue at future conferences. You know, they've really reflected the dedication of the staff, the amazing work that the CRFs have been doing. And the presentations from the CRF managers really highlighted the impact that it's had, but more importantly, what's been achieved. And, you know, just some of those incredible statistics that were on the screen about our growth. I thought there was a particularly important message in that about how patients felt that participating in research made them feel like they'd got a voice. And I think that's, you know, a really important message for us. And it was really good to see and hear that some of the changes have been made are, you know, going to result in lasting changes, that one of our speakers really identified were helping in terms of set up studies quickly, and, you know, at the pace that we would like them to happen. So that was great. And also, I think still the enthusiasm that was still there after, you know, everything that we've been through, and, you know, everybody is feeling really tired, but still there was such enthusiasm and positivity about the future. So it has been a really challenging time this last 20 months, and I think it's been great today that we've had the opportunity to reflect on our achievements, both individually as CRF teams and the wider NHS team. But what it's shown is that there's been some really positive changes that have come about as a result of that. And I think, you know, the CRF community is always and has always been about what we can learn from each other. So I would urge you, you know, if you've heard things today that you think you would like to implement in your CRF, you'd like to hear more about, then please do get in touch with either Sophie or Andy in the network team, or the individuals that you've heard speaking today. I think the strength of the network has always been and still remains that we're collaborative, we're happy to share our expertise, and there's really a shared vision, and that is so that we can always deliver studies, you know, safely, but at scale and pace. So I think that's my final words. There's a few housekeeping things that apparently I need to say before I pass on to you, Chris. And one of those is to put the date in your diary for the conference next year. So that will be on the 14th and 15th of July in Bournemouth, and it's being hosted by the Southampton CRF. So make sure you've got that in your diary. There is and has been apparently an evaluation, an online evaluation while the symposium has been taking place. If you can remember to complete the evaluation, that will be really helpful for us, not just in understanding how this symposium has gone, but what we need to learn and what we can put in place for the conference next year. So I think finally for me, I hope everybody's enjoyed the symposium. We weren't quite sure how it would work as an online platform, but I think some of the feedback that I've been getting is people preferred parts of it online. So again, that will be great to hear if that can be incorporated in next year's conference. There is still an opportunity to reconnect with colleagues, because although the conference says it ends at 2, the roundtables are staying open till 3. So if you still want to, network and connect, then do link on to the roundtables. So yeah, final words from me. Thank you and goodbye, really. And I'll hand over to Chris for some final comments.
Helen, thank you very much. And I would also agree, it's been a truly fantastic day. And now I have the privilege of saying some additional thank yous. And I'd like to invite onto the screen one of the key people that made today happen, and that's Sophie. So Sophie, here we are. She tried to resist this, but we wouldn't let her. So without Sophie, alongside many other people, today simply wouldn't have happened. So on behalf of everybody involved, a huge thank you, Sophie, for all your hard work.
Thank you. I've been really grateful for the opportunity, and I've enjoyed working with everybody. It's been a big team effort. I've been very grateful as well to Autumn Live for their expert advice and putting everything together and delivering the event. Yeah, and thanks to everybody else as well for attending and being part of today.
Brilliant. So I'm now inviting a number of other colleagues that have been involved today to join us on the screen. I'd like to again thank, like Sophie, the Autumn Live team, the SMT, all the speakers, everyone that's contributed to the videos, everyone that has submitted posters, and everyone who has registered and has joined us today. So whilst this might be rather cheesy, I think it would be a good time for us to applaud everybody that's been involved in the whole initiative, particularly over the last 20 months. So I wish you all a very wonderful weekend, and thanks again to everybody for attending.